No, Spaz. The duck is saved for the live shows.
Oh.
What is going on, everyone? Welcome in right here to the Oregon Channel, the voice of college football. How are you doing, Spaz?
I'm tired still.
Welcome to my world. This is a little
Yeah.
short game recap of the Michigan State game. As Friday night, I literally didn't land back from Paris until the game was over. So I stayed up till 4 in the morning to watch it. So we're doing a little recap here for you guys. Spaz, some of your thoughts on the Michigan State game.
Uh it was uh it was fun. It was a good experience.
Oh, that's
I
right.
had a
You were there.
I had a good time. Had a great seat right in the corner of the end zone. Uh got to see Dewey get a touchdown finally. And we had a great experience except for the hotel. Um but
Oh,
that's for another.
what I was like, what happened at the hotel?
So it's game day. There's hardly any hotels available even to begin with. We ordered our hotel room 2 months ago when we bought the tickets. We get there. I call the hotel at noon. Can we check in early? Yeah, probably around 2. Okay, cool. Uh, we get there at 1 at the hotel after we dropped our car off at the tailgate spot. And they're like, "Oh yeah, we've only got the first floor completed. We're working on the second floor double beds and stuff." Okay. 2 o'clock comes, they still got no room. 2:15, the lobby and out the door starts getting filled with more and more and more people. Finally, about 3 o'clock, they're like, "We should have rooms available soon." I'm like, "I gotta go. Figure this something out. This is ridiculous." 3:15, I finally get my key, drop my stuff off, go to the game. Come back after the game. My kid and some others stayed and waited. He finally got his key at like 4 o'clock, and there, or yeah, he got the keys. The room wasn't done yet, so they said fine. They just left the stuff in their car, went to the game. We all get back about midnight, and my kid and his wife walk into their room. It's filthy. It smells like somebody chain smoked cigarettes in there. Uh, and this is a non-smoking, non-vaping hotel all the way around. They look over at the beds. There's mattresses on full-size cots, not even beds. There's no sheets, no pillows, no blankets, no towels, one little bar of soap that looked like an O. That's it. No glasses, no nothing. So they go to the front desk. Obviously, it's midnight. There's nobody there. They pick up the phone on the outside. "Oh, there's nothing we can do. We might be able to get somebody to do some laundry and call you when it's done." It's fucking midnight, people. What do you mean? No, nothing. "Well, we can give you a 15% discount." No, bitch, you're going to give me the whole goddamn room for free. So I strip half of one of my beds, give give them a sheet and a pillow. And luckily they had a blanket in their car. The next morning we went to the hotel front desk and like 10 of us got free rooms.
Yeah, that's really bad. I mean, I've looked at when last year when I was trying to go up for it was either last year or the year before when I was trying to go up for one of the games. The just the hotel prices in that area were ridiculous. And then half of them were already booked out, yeah, like months in advance. So it's like, how do you not get prepared for that type of influx of people?
Yeah.
You know it's coming. I mean, you know it's coming.
No, it was Red Roof in some hometown suites.
Nah, Red Roof. Red Roof is definitely hit and miss. I've stayed at a couple of bad ones. I've stayed at a couple of okay ones.
So
Before I
yeah,
was
it was a disaster. The game was great though. Like I said, I had great seats right above the tunnel where the ducks come out. Got some great video of the duck coming out on the motorcycle. It was awesome. Had some cool people right below me that have like a dozen seats between them and their friends that they buy right there every year. And shit, they were buying me beers all night. It was great. I had a great time.
Yeah. There you go. That was also why we didn't do the live post game. Spaz was there. I was traveling back. So that's why we're doing this little short one here for you guys today. All I can say is I think the O line at least is finally settled.
Yeah. Yeah. I think our O line is in good shape now. Pretty confident in that ability. We're gonna have to roll Gabriel out some. He's gonna have to use his feet. He's gonna have to run the ball some. God forbid Will Stein uses the same playbook he's been using all year. Like I've said for a couple of weeks now, I don't think that's going to happen. I think you're going to see a little bit of Alabama, Georgia first half kind of scenario. Where's this been all year? It's been saved for today.
Yeah, I was watching the highlight cut down again today earlier just to refresh. Even the announcer said that they're like, I don't think we're going to see this next week. This same stuff. Even they were like, yeah, I don't think we're going to see the same stuff next week. And that's what we have been saying. We're like, no. They're holding on to stuff. But I will say, besides the rushing attack being pretty good, I mean, we can look at this really quickly here just to pull it up and refresh. 213 yards rushing. That might be the best rushing. I don't know if that's the best rushing game this season.
Probably pretty close. Jordan James had 166 yards, and he was just gashing Michigan State the whole game. The score is not even again, this is the second week in a row. The score is nothing compared to what the game was. It was 31-0 at the end of 3.
Well, the first quarter was wild. The first quarter was wild. Gabriel's got to stop forcing the ball on those out routes. That's 2 picks back-to-back weeks on out routes, which is a good play by the defense. There's not to discredit Michigan State on that. The one to Herbert, they got picked off. Another great defensive play. He just missed Herbert open. He just waited too long and threw it and got picked. But he's got to stop forcing that stuff.
Yeah, two red zone, end zone interceptions did not look good for Gabriel. And then he took that hit from Michigan State, and I thought, oh, well, here comes Dante.
That's what I did too. Luckily, I think he just got the wind knocked out of him. But that's what I was like. I was like, oh no, like, Jesus. It was a clean hit. It was fine. It was just one of those hits. But I am feeling much better. He just got. If he doesn't force that, this game would have gone absolutely out of control.
Yeah,
all 10 points Michigan State had were scored against the backups in the fourth quarter.
Yep.
It was 31-0 before the backups came in.
And I got to experience Shout live at night, my first night game. Just a great experience. I wish I could go to that Ohio State game. I'm still tempted to find out who I'm going to rob so that I can be able to attend.
Allegedly.
That saves your game day being here. I would love to attend a game day experience. I need to call Pat McAfee and tell him to. I need to put in that favor and tell him that I'm going to come kick a field goal.
I'll touch upon that later. But yeah, for Tony, after this one, Will Howard Delegated with both the exposed at times, 27-point wins again. I wouldn't be surprised if I wouldn't be surprised 27 points wins the game. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, again, this is a good number for Oregon right here. Is 59 yards rushing the entire game given to Michigan State. If Oregon could do anything like that against Ohio State, Oregon's fine, I think. What did Michigan State have against Ohio State rushing wise? Let me see here, just for the hell of it. Oh, actually, yeah, it's very similar. They only had 47. So yeah, this could be a 27 points wins the game.
Yeah, make it happen, David. I'd do it.
It literally could be. Next week's gonna be stressful.
Yeah. And yeah, Ben might have missed it, but yeah, Tony, Cal did get robbed.
I was going to touch. That's why I was going to go back.
Touch on that tonight on the.
That's why I was going to touch. I was going to touch upon it. I wanted to get through this little brief thing before I go back and touch upon it, because I was like, that'll take us into a whole different scenario.
Jesus criminy! How do you miss literally every aspect of targeting was hit on that call, and then a few plays later, they get the go-ahead touchdown with the offensive lineman leading the receiver down the field. But they're not more than 2 yards downfield. What the hell was that?
We've been called angry highlighters before. That we're used to that. We're used to that, Troy. Yes. Well, okay. Spaz has already opened the bottle. Yes, Cal got absolutely robbed. I mean, their defense was, I don't know what they were playing that entire fourth quarter defensively, because it was terrible. That's a Justin Wilcox special for some reason, but that targeting gets called as it should have been. That's game. Game is over.
Yeah, because they can run out the clock there though at that point. And yeah, the three offensive linemen clearly beyond the line of scrimmage.
I know I at least saw two, and they were in the end zone, basically, when the pass got thrown. I'm like, yeah, that's I mean, I've seen way worse targeting calls get called where it's not. They did a good. Someone on Twitter put up a shot where Oregon got called for targeting, and the guy's tackling him, top of his helmet's here. It's not even touching the face mask, and they called him for targeting on a clean tackle, and he didn't even touch the face mask of the defender or the offensive guy. He got called for targeting. So I'm like, that was pretty much direct targeting. Everyone was like, that's targeting. And they're like, no. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And then I was trying to troll Miami last night going, man, ACC is garbage. Trying to save their team. And they're like, all the Duck fans in here trolling about Mario wanting him back. I'm like, no, you guys can have him. That's fine. We don't want him back. You guys can keep him. It has nothing to do with this. I do think Gabriel needs to stop forcing things. Run game, just stay on pace. Defensive line, do what they're doing. Linebackers are doing good. Secondary is doing fine. And welcome back, Boyles, too, with a 50-yard field goal. Welcome back off injury for the first time since last season. He didn't even play last season, did he? Was he injured all last season?
I don't think so.
If he did, he either did like one attempt or two attempts or something like that. Yeah, I understand, Troy, but that was pretty deliberate because, I mean, he launched directly at the side of his helmet with that area of the helmet. That's targeting. I mean, directly. So I don't know. That I've seen way worse targeting calls. That would seem like a pretty easy one on replay. But and I will say Michigan State does have a pretty decent defensive front. So I think that showing up that rushing attack was like that was a very good positive for the team. As long as Gabriel just doesn't give the ball to the other team anymore. We can't have those against Ohio State.
No, you can't.
But
I think it'll be good. We'll see what this next week's going to be. An interesting game.
It definitely is going to be an interesting game.
Easily the most anticipated, highly ranked, probably the most important game in Autzen Stadium history.
It definitely is up there. Let's put it that way. It's definitely up there in the ratings of or ranking of most important ones. And credit Michigan State because we've all said Michigan. Jonathan Smith is a good coach. This is just going to take him some time. That first drive that they did, like that fourth down where they did a little play action and just tossed it over the top because that freshman receiver got past Muhammad. I was like, oh no, and then immediately fumbled it. Giles fumbled it on the goal line. They were like, that's a microcosm of Michigan State's season right there.
Yeah.
Right there. They do something really good and then just piss it away. I mean, Michigan State, and that's it. It's funny because we've played Michigan State before, home and home and stuff in 2014, 2015. So it's not totally new. Plus, it's Jonathan Smith. We played Ohio State several times. So it's not totally new. You're waiting for that new feeling. I think it'll be the Illinois, Maryland. That's where we're going to be like, oh, this is different.
Yeah, for sure.
And no, Vanderbilt's not ranked.
They did not get ranked. Wow.
No, they did not. They did not. Did they get any votes?
They got screwed.
Did they get any votes? Yeah, everyone else. Vanderbilt got 4 votes. And the others receiving.
Jeez. What is Indiana up to?
Somehow they got 4 votes. USC still got 102. How? I don't know. Indiana?
Because it's USC.
Indiana is number 18.
6-0, and they're 18th ranked.
Right. And they're like destroying teams too. They're not even like, they're not even wasting time,
Yeah, I'm kind of glad that we don't have to play them this year.
Yeah, actually,
Kirk Cignetti has them firing on all cylinders.
Yeah, that's a good. I'm I'm happy with that. The Boise State win. Hey, for everyone who's laughing about that, hey, the Boise State win's looking better and better now, isn't it?
Yeah, they're top 20 now.
They're 17th, and again, they only lost to us by 3 on the road. So, and they're blowing teams out. So that win is looking better and better.
Well, Bama dropped 6 spots. So in the AP poll, it was just released about an hour ago.
Yeah, we'll lose more. We'll probably it depends on how much we lose by. If we lose by 3 or 7 in a close game, probably not drop. It would be like maybe a flip flop or a couple spots. But if we lose by 14 or more, they'll probably drop us 10 spots or some shit. That's how this always goes.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't see a blowout here. I do feel this is going to be a tight game. Did you guys do score predictions for Michigan State Spaz? I didn't see that part of the show.
Yeah, I won.
Well, I didn't even get to give a score prediction, so we're null and voiding that pick.
You were there, and I told you score prediction. I gave you 5 minutes.
Well, I'd probably already logged out because it was fucking. I'd gotten done with one trip, and I probably went to sleep. It's like I probably went to sleep.
I was
I
like,
was tired and
Ben
sore.
loses this week.
I was tired and
I
sore.
get the free pass this week.
Bullshit. Yeah, the one thing we didn't have a interception this week, did we?
No, I don't think
Just
so.
just the fumble recovery.
Yeah.
So that's a little disappointing considering that Childs has thrown more interceptions than touchdowns. So I thought that was a great opportunity to potentially get maybe 1 or 2 picks. But
No, Childs had a decent game. He played well.
Yeah, I thought so. They're a work in progress. They are a work in progress, to say the least. I mean, Smith will get them there, but it's going to take them time.
Ooh, Jacksonville might get their first win of the year. Way to go, Jaguars.
I do want to make a brief mention here. I already started off the show wrong by not playing the one intro of the video that Spaz was like, "Hey, you gotta play this." I didn't do it, so if you want to join the Patreon or YouTube membership, please do. Mark Rogers on Patreon, Mark Rogers TV on Patreon, or join the YouTube membership, and that gets you access into the Discord with us, where you can come on the Night Sunday panel. It's an open panel that we host. You can come on and you can talk with us every week while the show is on. All you have to do is pick your membership here on YouTube, even, and then email Mark Rogers, let him know, and he'll give you the code. And you get all the access 365 days a year to talk football with us and Spaz over here.
That show tonight's going to be 7 freaking hours.
Yes, tonight's show is. Again, I thought it was good that I wasn't there last week because it was going to be a shit show. Tonight's going to be even worse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, Jackson probably won this week. So.
Yeah, 35-14. I was like, that's pretty on the money, and that's just because of the red zone turnovers, which cannot happen against Ohio State. But that's a whole different type of show. That's a whole different show. So we still have to figure out this week's schedule. We know that there will be the Wednesday night show as usual, but we have to figure out any potential other shows or pregame and postgame.
Well, I feel that we should maybe do one Monday or Tuesday.
Monday or Tuesday, I can do that.
Yeah, I'm trying to find some Ohio State guys.
Yeah, this week is a busy week for the Ohio State and Oregon guys. This is that week everyone's been looking forward to, and it's coming in. Both teams 5-0, number 2 versus number 3. We kind of projected that at the beginning of the season. We said this could be like 1 versus 2. This could be 2 versus 3, 1 versus 3, 1 versus 4. Something. The point was it was going to be top 5 as long as everyone was undefeated. So. There are a lot of teams that need to cope tonight. They need to let it out. Yeah. Oh, man.
So what do you think? Should we do just a get together? I'll get on some spaces tomorrow and get a hold of some Ohio State guys. Maybe get a couple on here to talk Ohio State, Oregon tomorrow night a little bit.
Yeah, we can do that. You let me know. I can get it set up tomorrow afternoon for say 9:30, same time. Central.
Yeah, sounds good. And then who else? Do we have to know how? Do we have an Ohio State voice of college football channel?
Yeah, but I think I'll have to check. We'll talk backstage because we should get Mark on here, obviously,
Yeah.
one day this week when he's available. This is one of those weeks where you got to pump it up.
Yeah.
It's well worth it, especially with. I know some people are like, is Big Noon going to be there too?
No.
No,
Game
they're not
day.
going to duel. They're not going to double it. Sometimes they double it where they stay,
No,
separated. But
I think Big Noon's probably going to do Red River Rivalry.
okay, that would make sense too. Yeah, 'cause sometimes they do double up. They don't like to do that, but and I know people like game day, blah blah blah.
Oh, there we
Whenever
go.
whenever it's at Autzen, yeah, it's great.
Thank you, Jackson and Troy, for Jackson. If you could maybe message those guys and have them message myself or Ben, that would be totally awesome. Oh wow, Big Noon's doing Washington, Iowa.
Well, how about Washington avenging last year's national title loss?
Yeah.
Oh man, wait, where did Michigan fall to?
I
24.
think they're out.
No, 24.
Really?
Even though they're 4-2. But yeah, again, the ranking. We're gonna go over the rankings tonight too, because again, there's most of it like okay, but then there's some of these where I'm just like, how are these teams not moving much or fluctuating or still hanging on? Like the flip flop of Missouri, Texas A&M. 12 spots up 10 spots. What? I know they got blown out, but still. But SMU blowing people out, and they're 5-1. And they're 25th. I'm like, I think they could be a little higher.
Yeah.
Michigan, Nebraska should be. Yeah, Nebraska's not in here.
Yeah. So.
And how dare the pollsters? And I'm going to harp on this later. How dare the pollsters not be ranking Army or Navy? How dare they?
Yeah. Army Navy both 5-0, and neither one of them ranked.
Not ranked. Nope.
Disrespect for our.
How dare they?
Armed forces.
Army hasn't been 5-0 since I believe it was Jackson. He probably knows this off the top of my head. I believe they said 1944 was the last time Army
like
started 5-0. So it's like, come on, give him a little credit here. I'm a little biased too, but the Army vet, I'm a little biased.
Troy, are you a Patreon member?
But Tony or
Troy?
Oh, Troy. I don't know. I don't think he is. Become a YouTube member. That's tonight.
That's tonight, Troy.
That's tonight. You have to check into that show to get the updates on that.
Troy seems like he'd be a fun guy to have on one of our preview shows this week.
Oh, he's like, oh yeah, been for years. Yeah, we're open to any ideas this week. Obviously, it is a busy week, so getting a hold of people and stuff now is last second. But I was gone all last week. That kind of really sucked and threw things on wrench into everything. But any commentary on the Michigan State game for the final kind of wrap up as we then start looking ahead to Ohio State? Do you think that Oregon was looking ahead a little bit?
It's still playing some generic ball. Maybe I don't know. They just look ugly a lot. at times, and it just looks generic. Better pull it out this week. Better pull out all the stops.
Well, again, that's what even the commentator said. They're like, we doubt this is what we're going to see next week. I mean, you'll see it sprinkled in, but you're going to see a lot of different things because, now we're getting into the meat of the schedule. This was expected to be 5-0 at this point. We were expected to be undefeated. Likewise with Ohio State. Well, we are. So now what are we going to see? What are you going to show us, Oregon?
Number 2 versus number 3. The winner of this game goes to number 1 in the nation. Has Oregon ever been ranked number 1?
Only one time, I believe, and that was 2010. And they were ranked 1 for like a week, and then they dropped to number 2. I think we were ranked 1 week number 1, and then Auburn took over number 1, or Bama was still, and then Auburn took over. One of those. Oregon was only number 1 for like 1 week, and then we were number 2.
Yeah, so
which in the BCS era really didn't matter because one played 2. All the difference was, like they said, it was the who wore the home and the away jerseys, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, in 2014, we were close to number 1. Then we lost to Arizona at home for back-to-back. And 2010, I don't. We were number 1, but I don't think we've ever beaten a number 1 or 2 team, have we?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think we have. Like number 3 or 4, yes, but I don't think we've beaten a number 1 or 2, actually. No, Jackson, we were not number 1 for the second half of the season because we were number 2 going into the title game.
No.
Yeah, we were number 2 going into the title game. So, no. Again, I think we were number 1 for like a week or 2, maybe. At least by the coaches poll, but the AP didn't have us there or something like that.
Has Oregon football ever beaten a number 1 ranked team?
I don't think so. Shout out, Mark. Yeah, I don't think so.
I'm not finding one.
Yeah, I was like, I don't think so. Now, could we have in past years, maybe got screwed and not have the opportunity? Sure. But yeah, I don't think so. I'm pretty sure we have not. 3 or 4, yes, but not at 1 or 2, I don't think. So that's why this is even more historic in a sense, because this is definitely the highest ranked game to ever be played at Autzen.
Yes.
That is for sure. As you said earlier, the importance of this game, it's definitely up there. Obviously, there's some other games in the history at Autzen that help shape or change the direction of the program, where you could say those were more monumental. But this could end up being, if there's a win, the trajectory of the program even further to another level, so it could become potentially the biggest game. At this moment, I don't want to downplay some of those other games.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Miami moves up 2 spots. They should have dropped 3. Because if that would have been Oregon and only beating a team like that by 1 point and having to score like 27 points in the fourth quarter to win that game, or they would have dropped Oregon 3 or 4 spots.
Well, and I will say, in comparison to, if you want to go the Miami way real quickly, before we get out of here, the first week and second week, Oregon, what happened? They won, they dropped. Miami just moves up, even though back-to-back weeks, they've had to literally have the refs help them. It's at least everyone looks, except for Miami fans, everyone else goes, what in the hell is going on with the ACC cruise?
I thought Alabama was the most delusional fan base. I've now changed my mind. The Miami Hurricanes have
Oh yeah, no,
the
no.
most delusional fan base.
It has been Miami's been above Alabama. At least Alabama backs it up. Miami goes 6-6, and they think they're world beaters. So yeah, but you look at the first 2 weeks, Oregon, stresses against Idaho, who's one of the best FCS teams. They in there for week 1. Then they barely beat Boise State. Again, that win is looking very good right now. And Miami struggle fest against 2 unranked opponents. Yes, granted, one is in Cal, so across the country, and you literally have to have controversial calls at the end to finish the game off. Come on. And they go up, and Oregon goes down. Come on. Don't give me that. Miami just benefits because some of the other teams lost. That's why Miami's benefiting. Exactly, Troy. That's why I was like, don't worry. Miami fans will get a reality check pretty soon. That or they'll just get absolutely destroyed later in the year, when they face an actual opponent, not Virginia Tech or Cal. And I gave props to the Calgorithm on Twitter yesterday too. I even gave props to them, and then they pulled out that fourth quarter.
I did not know this. Idaho is not as good as we thought they were.
Ooh.
Yeah, they won by 6. They won by 3. They won by 4. They beat Albany by 30. And then they lost last week to UC Davis. So Idaho actually has 2 losses now.
Yeah. Well, UC Davis is always a generally pretty decent team.
Yeah,
UC Davis is one of those actually relatively decent teams. Well, Clemson is gonna is gonna mess up Miami up. Does Miami? I mean, this is not time for this type of thing. We're just going down this rabbit hole. Let me say that here. I might say Florida State might even. Well, they got Louisville, Florida State, Duke, Georgia Tech, Syracuse. They don't play Clemson. Miami doesn't play Clemson in the regular. So if they meet them in the championship game, but they don't play Clemson in the regular season. But if they play in the championship game, yeah, Clemson would probably drub them. Even Florida State might be a challenge. Florida State's defense is actually at least playing hard. Their offense sucks, but
Portland State had the opportunity yesterday and blew it. They were ahead that whole game, and they let UC Davis beat them by 1 point.
It is what it is. Again, Spaz, any final comment quickly on Michigan State before we get the hell out of this?
No, let's get the hell out of here. I'm done.
Well, thank you everyone for joining in for the Michigan State game recap. Again, Jonathan Smith will get that program turned around. It's the year 1. They played hard, but on the road to Autzen, that's tough. Any road team, we know in college football things happen, but anytime you play away, so make sure right here, Spaz, where can people follow you too? By the way, if they want
to, anywhere they want.
That sounded weird.
I'm on Twitter at Sean_Spazdrag. I'm also on Instagram and Facebook. And yeah, you can find me all over, all the Voice of College Football. Find me in Spaces. I will talk football till the cows come home.
That is right. And I'm just Ben of Exploring. And I'm just Ben of Exploring with Ben and Sam right here on YouTube. And you'll find me here, the weekly show, as noted down below, Wednesdays, 9:35 Central, 7:35 Pacific. As well as this week, we are going to be having probably a couple other shows, maybe even a pregame, as well as the postgame for Ohio State. So make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell so you will see us when we go live. And Other than that, I will touch upon though. Yes, 50-yarder. We have a kicker. Well, that's a long distance kicker. Let's go. Other than that, come back tonight on the main channel for the After Dark show because it is going to be a shit show.
Yeah.
Oh God. Other than that, thank you everyone, and have a great rest of your Sunday. We'll see you guys tonight on the main channel.